So we're doing the integration topic. We're doing integrating inverse trig functions. This is example 20. We started at example 17. Make sure you've checked them out. I've got the standard integrals at the top of the screen, and this time we've got a definite integral. So we are trying to find the integral of 3 over square root of 4 minus x squared with respect to x between the bounds of 1 and 2. So we've got an extra wee bit of difficulty here dealing with the limits, but we'll deal with that in a moment. First of all, we have to rearrange our fraction here. We need to get it to a point where we've got 1 over. Notice that the standard integrals here are 1 over. So we'll move that 3 out as a multiplier at the beginning, okay, just so that we've got that. And we also need to make sure that we've got, under the square root sign, a difference of squared terms. And we do already. We've already got a unitary x squared term, so we don't need to take a common factor out. We've actually got things pretty well ready to go. So I've taken the 3 out from the numerator so that I've got a 1 at the top, just because it helps to make it look more in line with all of the other standard integrals. So we can see from here it's obviously going to be an inverse sine solution, because it's the square root of a squared minus x squared, and we can use the fact that here a is going to be 2. Okay, so when we're writing down our integration, we're actually ready to integrate. So we've got the integral of 3 times, because we've got a multiplier at the beginning, 3 times the inverse sine of x over a, x over 2, plus c, which we don't need to use just now because it's a definite integral between 2 and 1 there. So we've actually got our integration completed, and now we can do our substitution. We can say that our first term, substitute 2 in, we get 3 times the inverse sine of 2 over 2, which is 1, minus 3 times the inverse sine of a half. The inverse sine of 1, the sine of what is 1, sine of 90 degrees, or pi over 2, is 1. So the value here would be pi over 2, minus 3 lots of the pi, the angle. What angle has a sine of a half? Well, it'd be 30 degrees, or pi over 6, which means that we've got 3 pi over 2 minus 3 pi over 6, which is the same as 1 pi over 2. 3 pi over 2 minus 1 pi over 2 is 2 pi over 2, or pi. Okay, so our integral of 3 over the square root of 4 minus x squared with respect to x dx from 1 to 2, it actually has the value of pi. Okay, we're getting there. Hopefully you're starting to see the routine in it, and it looks a bit scary at first, but it's about just following the patterns and putting the a's in the correct place. I've got one more example, example 21, and then you'll be an expert, hopefully.